Welcome to Built on Faith Homestead or Leaving Egypt, depending on which video platform you like to watch your content on. Today's video is coming from the inside of the pick-em-up truck because it is extremely windy outside and I can't find a place to get out of the wind. I've tried to do this video a time or two and it just sounds like a hurricane on here. So I'm gonna do it from inside the truck. Hope that's okay with you. Today we're going to talk about loss on the homestead. We woke up Sunday morning and looked out our front window, and Stella, our milk cow, had bloated in the middle of the night and died. And that's sad. That is not jolly good fun time at that point, right? Thankfully, my father-in-law lives close and he was able to come get her and haul her off for us. We don't know what happened. Now, to give you a little backstory, about a week ago, she did bloat. In between the morning and evening milking. We caught it. We got a bunch of apple cider vinegar water mixture down her, got her walked her all around the pasture, and she went to burping and farting and all those kinds of things, and she was fine. She cleared out all week long. We've been watching her really closely. She hadn't had any bloat. She had been fine. She'd been happy, up moving around, right, acting good. She wasn't acting like she'd been hurting or nothing like that. Eating good, milking good, providing plenty of milk for us still. And then last night, or not last night, but Saturday night in the middle of the night, at some point in time, apparently she bloated again and died. And anybody that's been around any cattle that bloat and die, it can happen pretty quick. And so it's a sad deal. It's not fun. We growed to really enjoy milking. We enjoyed Stella. She's a good cow. She was gentle. She was mild-mannered. Didn't have much for issues. She never tried to kick us or anything like that. And we were brand new to this. We had never had a milk cow before, never milked a cow, never hand milked a cow. Didn't have a clue what we were doing. And so she was a good one for us to have for our first one. Now, I'm going to say this. No doubt we've suffered loss as far as like financially, because we didn't have her long enough to make our money back. And we've suffered loss just in our production for ourselves, for good, wholesome, whole cow, Jersey cow milk. And if you've ever drank fresh milk and you know how good it is, store-bought stuff just don't cut the mustard. It's just not that good. In fact, Luella, that was one of the first things she said, was like, I don't know that I can go back to drinking store-bought milk, right? And Leah Joe, her first question was, well, can we eat her, Dad? Right? Which I don't know if we could have or not. We didn't, because she looked like a hot air balloon. I'm not even going to show you the pictures that we took because they're pretty graphic. She was blowed up like a hot air balloon. It was a bad deal. And so we suffered loss in that way, but in a way we didn't really suffer much for loss. And let me explain. We had never had a family milk cow. We did not know exactly. You think you know what it takes, right? Well, I know I got to milk twice a day and all that kind of stuff. But to really learn how to do what you are doing, to have an understanding about it, and to know what to ask for the next time you might buy a future animal. I'm going to say this. We are going to pray about whether or not we need to get another milk cow, whether or not that's something that is pleasing unto the Lord, or if we need to just try to find raw milk to buy around us. We will work that out. But for now, just in general thinking, right? Like, let's just say we do get another milk cow. We now know the questions we want to ask, where I'm at least going to make somebody lie to me if she has trouble with like her hooves, or if she has trouble with bloat, or if she's ever had trouble calving, or how much does she shed? What are some things we need to look out for? I at least understand that better, right? I know what to look for as far as her udder goes, right? Like, I understand all of those kinds of things now, to where I really didn't several months ago, right before we had this cow. And so the only way that this really becomes an extremely detrimental loss is if we don't learn anything from it. And we feel like we've learned a lot from this. Now, we don't know what caused her to bloat. We have no idea. So I am going to have a couple people look in this pasture that we've had her in, and see if there's anything that they recognize, that they see, that go, yeah, no, this is probably what caused it. This is not good for her to eat, or something like that. I know she didn't get out of her fence, and she didn't get any other feed. We have been feeding her the same feed we always have fed, and the pasture is just regular old, grass and a little bit of clover and just pasture, just a little bit of pasture that my father-in-law, before he would get a couple of round bales off of, out in front of our little tiny house, right? And so I don't know what caused it. That is what we still need to learn. If I get the pasture clear and I get a few people look at it and nobody can decide that there's anything in the pasture that may have caused her to bloat, then I'm going to assume something happened internally. One of her stomachs rolled, got knotted up, something that caused her to bloat is what I'm going to assume, if everything in the pasture that everybody can look at seems like it wouldn't have caused any issues. So the biggest thing is to learn. There'll be no more, obviously, milking videos for a while, at least, unless we feel like it's okay for us to buy another milk cow. There'll be no more milking videos. There'll be no more Stella in videos. However, I am going to screen record some of our old videos and show you some of the old videos of Stella the milk cow right now.
Leah, you like your Christmas present? Well, you like your Christmas present?
Yeah, Leah calls her Christmas presents Christmas.
Christmas? That's okay. This is our very movie Christmas. We decided as a family this year, we've been trying to change Christmas into priorities and into needs and those kinds of things anyway for what we get. And we decided this year that we wanted to do a family gift instead of a whole bunch of individual gifts or whatever. We just wanted to do a family gift. And this is our family gift. It is a milk cow that we just purchased yesterday and got here late last night, and we are got her unloaded, and she is hanging out with us now. We can just do so much with her that it makes too much sense for us. We need to talk about a name. A name for this cow.
I think I know.
What do you think?
Stella.
You think we ought to name her Stella?
Yeah.
Leah Joe, you think we ought to name the new milk cow Stella?
Stella.
Stella? You like Stella? Well, I think me and Mama already talked about it, and we liked Stella also. So I think this is Stella the milk cow.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, oh, that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, oh, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Running just a little bit late milking, and the old cow thinks she's gonna starve to death. But they're talking about using mRNA technologies on animals like Stella. Now Stella is not a beef cow for us. She will be one of these days. But right now she is a dairy cow. For us, she produces all of the milk that we drink at our homestead. You know, that ever dangerous raw milk. Stella, what are you doing? She's going crazy today. So, they are wanting to use mRNA technology to help with respiratory illnesses for production beef cattle. We know this. I've made videos about this before. I was vaccinated with an mRNA technology, right? I don't know about that cow, but I got crazy cow right now. Hey, it's going to be better when I go to milk later. Settle down. Settle down. That'll be butter later. That's rude. That's rude, Stella. Just to hump up and go to the bathroom while folks is watching this. You didn't even go around the corner. Anyhow, so they're banning these propane stoves.
All right, guys, after watching those videos, it's sad, it's heartbreaking, it's frustrating. All all of those things. It's all of those wrapped up into one. But remember, you're going to suffer loss on your homestead, and it's going to be tough. But the only thing you can really do is try to learn from it and then apply what you learn to the next animals that you get. It's unfortunate. I'm not trying to be calloused about it, but it is the reality of having animals. You're going to lose a few along the way. It is just part of it. And it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It'll make you question everything, and it will be heartbreaking for you. And I want you to be prepared for that. I want you to be ready for those things if this is a lifestyle you decide you want to try to live. Once again, make sure you're in the Lord's will when you do so. All of the preparedness in the world will do you no good when you stand before the Lord. The only thing that matters is whether or not you have put your faith, your hope, and your trust in the Lord with all that you have and done the best you could to serve him all the days of your life. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.